Yep.
Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything's working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy. This is co-host Will.
Yep.
Hey, Will, how are you?
Good enough. Crazy end of my day, as I told you, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I have tomorrow off, so that should be nice for me. And then I'm seeing Merrily We Roll Along with two Tony winners in it this weekend, Saturday. And I'm going to play some tennis this weekend too. So much stuff stacked up. But if you're wondering why I was holding a knife, I'd like to shout out Diana D'Amico and the Wizards team for sending Modern Horizons 3 our way. So I'm gonna save the joy of opening packs till a little bit later. We'll go through what is sure to be a fun set to discuss, or maybe even brief. But we're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed today. No, not the games. The new set from Universes Beyond that came out with Magic the Gathering. I gave this whole set like twice over, and I titled this "Best Cards from Assassin's Creed." So we're gonna be talking about a few cards. And are there any? There are. We're specifically coming at this from the perspective of CDH players, though. Competitive Commander players. Take that as you will. So we're going to be pretty critical about everything we critique here, but there are some good cards. We were talking about it on the Discord. There are definitely more casual-minded cards in this set, and there's a plentiful amount of legendaries that you could build for, some of which could be CDH playable. But Will, initial thoughts on the set?
There is a lot of fun casual things. There are a small handful of cards you may see in CDH. There's a card that I think will make a new CDH archetype that's going to be kind of fringe, but a playable thing. But it's an artifact, but it's not as good as the One Ring by any means.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do know which one you're referring to. Yeah, not every IP can have their gross artifact be
Yeah.
overly, powerful. I think it was enough to have the one ring. But yeah, that card we'll get to a little bit later in this video. There's actually two artifacts I want to discuss. We're starting a little late, so I think we could probably jump right into this one. Thanks for hanging out, waiting for us, guys. I know it's been a while. Sorry for skipping last week. Sorry to skip this future week. I'm going to be out in Atlanta visiting family. My brother-in-law, if you're watching. Hey, Jared. Hey, Maria. They just had a newborn. So we're going to go over there to see the baby girl. Super excited for this. But we're gone until like the 8th of July. We're gone for a good while. So, yeah. If you're in Atlanta, I'd say we could hang out, but my time will not be my time when I'm there. Well, that's what the hits are. My favorite card from the set is Surtur. Yeah, honestly, he looks pretty dope. We'll get to Surtur. He's mono red, if I'm not mistaken. But there are some multicolored legendaries in the set. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of legendaries. Obviously, it's based around a video game, so of course, all those NPCs and all those main characters would be playable for us. But yeah, I will be taking the right side today. I think that's what we've all agreed upon for this set. There's a lot of really great hits for Modern Horizons, so I frankly am just happy to get like the foily uncommons. Anything that we get from these packs will be delightful. So again, thanks Wizards of the Coast for sending this our way. We're gonna enjoy this collectively, hopefully. My pulls for sorry, I'm gonna bring up one piece. My pulls for the pre-release. I was able to attend one event. Absolute dog water. I still finished ninth of like 60 whatever people, but my god, it was bad. I really had to fight tooth and nail. Today, just opening packs for the sheer enjoyment. But yeah, we're going to go over those after we cover the set, and I might as well jump into it now. We're going to be giving a full set review of Assassin's Creed Universes Beyond in WUBRG order to include multicolored cards, colorless cards, and lands. And yes, there are, I think, two new additions so far as lands are concerned. One of which is good that I want to talk about. Will, you may have a list. I have my own list. We're going to just trade. I guess I'll start with mine and I'll throw it over to you.
Yeah,
It's usually how we do it. Will sweeps up the crumbs, the remainders that I definitely miss. I've missed some good ones in the past.
yeah,
But
it's really funny because I said, oh, these two cards might be good in Modern Horizons 3, and one of those two cards is now being played in literally every single format that can play it.
oh, are you talking about
I'm
the?
Basking Brood Scale, the
Yeah,
adapt, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever one or more counters are put on it, you make an Eldrazi spawn.
gross.
It turns out that there's a black enchantment that says enchanted creature gets a +1/+1 counter on it when any creature dies. And so you can do that in Pauper because Brood Scale is common. And then with a Rosie's ETB
Right.
make a food, and whenever you make a token, you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. So
You
you make
also
infinite Eldrazi spawn, and people have just been going like, "Oh yeah, what's the 4 mana thing? Look at the top 5, put 2 creatures into play that cost 3 or less. Yeah, we're just gonna get out Brood Scale and Rosie and make infinite mana and get infinite blockers."
Yeah, I don't know what the best cards to pull from this Modern Horizons set are. Obviously, if I pull the Basking Brood Scale and you need it, I'll hand it to you.
Yeah,
But
I might build a TNT with Basking Brood Scale in it because I'm like, that's a creature tutorable combo. That's pretty nice.
hell yeah. Sorry. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into this one, guys. No real fanfare today. I'm just gonna jump over to the Scryfall page here. I think I have every card set up. I'm pretty sure there's no commanders sets specifically for this one. It's just the boosters you can buy, and they have a few things for beginning players to purchase as well. But WUBRG order. We're gonna stop at every legendary creature as well during the set review to give you a brief overview of them, and then our thoughts and opinions as whether they're CDH playable or not. We're not going to rope this in, rather, we're not going to flesh this out to have both a legendary tier list and a set review. Consider this one and all.
Oh, and Patrick, if you want to click the full preview on the Scryfall homepage instead, it will separate the reprints from the new cards so that we'll only see new cards as we're scrolling through.
I don't think that they're organized by color, though. I think they're organized by set number.
It's color. They have a colorless one to start that's not an artifact, and then they group it by color past that,
Okay,
and then
okay,
it's
okay, okay.
artifacts, lands, and everything.
Right, and then we have our path and all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, this works. Our land's down here, too.
Yeah, it gets to lands once you get down past the artifacts.
Oh, wait up. Oh, the starter kit. Oh, does the starter kit have the lands? I'm just trying to find.
Well, if you scroll up, then scroll down to until you hit artifacts, the lands are literally right after the artifacts.
Oh, did I miss them? Oh, they're so
Yeah,
small.
I think you missed them.
Okay.
There are less cards in the set than you think.
Well, I mean, I guess we should start with the God Artificer then, if we're gonna do it this way. I mean, this is a playable legendary creature that you can make your commander, so why not?
Yeah, the Capitoline Triad. Also, I've not played any of the games. I do not know the in-name or in-game pronunciations of all the cards. I've not heard all of them be pronounced. So I'm going to be triggering people just saying that right now because I do not know how to pronounce most of these properly.
Yeah, I think I played the first and second Assassin's Creed. I've moved my mic a little bit closer to me. It could also be noise canceling my fan in the background, and it's like dulling my audio. So hopefully this is better, Martin. Thanks for mentioning that, though. The Capitoline Triad, though?
Yep, Capitoline Triad is a 10 mana 7/7 legendary creature legendary creature God Artificer. This costs 1 less for every historic card in your graveyard. Exile any number of historic cards from your graveyard with total mana value 30 or greater, and then get an emblem. All creatures you control have base power and toughness 9 have base power and toughness 9.
Period.
Yeah, just period. Just period. So shout out to the first non-planeswalker card to make an emblem that isn't like a non-acquirable card. Because there's a dungeon that only exists online that can make an emblem as well. But yeah, first non-planeswalker to make an emblem. And I give it a C as a commander because you can do fun things in casual with this, but spending your whole game to make your Ornithopters into 9/9s is not a good way of winning CDH.
No, no, and the fact that you have to go colorless for this, like, it needs to be doing something really, really good, extremely good. But this is fine. I mean, if you were able to build out a big enough board, I suppose it's good. But sadly, you can't use things with Devoid to like flesh out the meat of this deck. So you really are just stuck to structuring this solely colorless. I think it's okay. Sure, C sounds good. It would be fun to play. C for capital line.
Indeed, indeed. And for anybody who may say it in chat, we do not have the tier list today because when I went over it, I realized most of the things on the tier list are either going to be D or C, with like a total of 3 cards or 4 cards that are not going to be either D or C.
It would be one of the sadder tier lists we've ever constructed. And you know what? It's fine, because they've been pushing a bunch of bangers out, and we just had probably one of the most broken legendaries to date last set. So I'm okay with them taking a chill pill, unlike what they're constructing in these or designing in these sets. The next card I want to talk about is actually a legendary creature, because I think it's quite good by itself. But Layla Hassan, 3 generic and a white, legendary creature, human assassin, 3/4 body. First strike, when Layla Hassan enters the battlefield, and whenever one or more assassins you control deal combat damage to a player, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Just a cool recovery effect. Do I like the fact that it's attached to a 4-cost body? No. No. But the historic aspect of this is really good. So historics are going to be legendary, permanents, artifacts, or what's the last one?
It's usually artifacts. It's sagas, artifacts, and legendaries.
Sagas. Yeah. That's why I forgot. You're more or less concerned about the artifacts that you're retrieving. But she herself is an assassin, so she'll ETB and do it, and she'll also be able to do it on the swing. It's pretty cool. I think that this is more casually minded if you're considering this as your commander, and if you're looking to put this in the body of the 99 of a list, then it needs to be very specific, and it will probably only be mono white. But thoughts on Layla Hassan?
Worse to Shar.
For sure.
That's kind of my opinion. Well, granted, I guess this is an inverse to Shar, because it's like you use creatures to get back historics instead of using historics to get back creatures. But white graveyard commanders are already kind of plentiful, and other ones do better things. So if you want to bring back your legendary creatures, we have a couple reanimator legendaries you can run. If you want to bring back your artifacts, we have other ways of getting around that with Tushar and weird stuff. So
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine without it. I don't think it deserves to be in any particular list, but it is something that's noteworthy. I mean, I like good recovery cards. And the next card I want to bring up is actually another legendary in white. And it happens to be a card quality card. So it's cute. I don't think that this is a good card by any stretch in a CEDH setting, but I do like the fact that we're seeing more scry in white, and this has scry. So Senu, Keen-Eyed Protector, 1 and generic and a white. Flying Vigilance, 2/1 body, Bird Scout. You can tap it, exile the bird, you gain 2 life and scry 2. It does need to stick around for at least a turn to be able to do that. So boohoo there. But it is something that, I mean, if you were to put this in your Tymna partnered list that isn't going balls to the wall, then this is a good attacker to get a draw. But also you're getting the advantage of seeing what your next 2 draws likely could be. Whenever a legendary creature you control attacks and isn't blocked, if Senu is exiled, put onto the battlefield attacking. So, and it's important to note that it's how the way Tymna functions, it's after combat. So this would be of benefit in those situations. That's the only list I would see putting it in though, and that's maybe a stretch because I feel like those decks are usually tight when you're working with 4 to 5 colors. 4 probably with Tymna.
I will say one deck that may like this is Winota, only because it is a non-human that will be able to protect itself and also fix the top of your library a little bit.
Pretty sweet.
It's not going to be great for Winota, but it is a potential consideration.
Yeah, the life gain aspect, I wish it was more relevant. There aren't too many decks that care about life gain. So it's just the scry for value, and then it's the body that you get to attack with. Um, Senu is good in Arbaz. Is it good in Arbaz? And obviously, guys, I usually make the spiel at the beginning, but if you're here during a live, feel free to add your 2 cents to the mix. Like, we're clearly here for it.
And
Boros, Arbaz.
just
Oh, Arbaz is one of the new ones.
yeah, Arbus is one of the new ones. And just to say, both of these white commanders are probably D.
Yeah, yeah. If we were going to give them a rating, which is what we normally do with a tier list, I would say they're both probably a D. I would say Layla is maybe playable in a casual setting, but it wouldn't be great. I mean, if you're going to run
Yeah,
Capital Line
It-
Triad.
they're usually better graveyard commanders that you could play into than Layla, but Layla has a little bit of playability, but it's like, well, why would you not just play Silas and then run any white partner?
Right, right. If you wanted to go into white.
Yeah.
So the last card I want to mention is just another board wipe. Just another. We get a lot of these. This is... Oh, is there new art for this? No, there's no art for this. What must be done? For a 3 generic and double white, sorcery speed, choose 1. Let the world burn. All right, you joker. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. Okay, probably the 2 most relevant permanents you'll find outside of lands. Release Juno. Return target historic permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it if it's a creature. That last one could be relevant. If for whatever reason Walking Ballista was removed a turn prior, like you play it, it's usually a combo piece, Walking Ballista. If you need to bring it back, it's kind of cool. It comes back with 2+1/+1 counters. The fact that it's sorcery, the fact that it's 5 CMC is a big ask. Destroy all artifacts and creatures, I think, is the main mode you'll see of play for this, but there are a lot of board wipes in the game right now, particularly in white, so it is fighting for one of those spaces, and frankly, there are probably better ones to consider. I think we got a better board wipe from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I could be wrong. We got a recent board wipe that's quite good. Better than this. I think Dam is sort of your go-to, though, if you're looking to wipe creatures off the face of Earth and or have the modal effect of just hitting a single target. But yeah, well, what are your thoughts on what must be done? Any thoughts? You don't have to have
It's
thoughts.
board wipes aren't too great in CDH, but hitting artifacts is pretty nice to add onto Wrath of God for 1 generic, and the ability to potentially just say, okay, I bring back any relevant legendary or any relevant artifact can
Could
be
be your
pretty
one ring
useful.
if for
Yeah.
whatever reason, but like the one ring would get exiled more often than it would be put into your graveyard.
I mean, hey, it's a board wipe or reanimate your Razaketh.
Yeah, there's that too. There's that too. I mean, for 5, I think that's okay flexibility. Again, like the things that you're usually looking for in a CDH setting are single target removal, or if you're going to have a board wipe, it's attached to something else, right? Like Winds of Abandon and or Dam. Fire Covenant being, and Toxic Deluge being maybe like 2 examples that aren't necessarily pure board wipes. Toxic Deluge obviously has a cap, and then Fire Covenant also has a cap. But yeah, it's fine. Noteworthy because it's a mass board white, but that's all I have for white, Will. I don't know if you have anything for white.
So what must be done wipes the board, no cap?
Precisely.
I have 3 more in white, but they're not complicated to go over. They're just interesting cards. First, Fall of the First Civilization. It's 2 and a white for an enchantment saga that has 1. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards.
I stopped right
2.
there. I stopped right there when I read it.
Well, the funny thing is, 2, exile target artifact and opponent controls.
Sure.
And then 3, each player chooses 3 non-land permanents they control and destroy all other non-land permanents. That last effect will wreck a lot of board-based decks, and exiling enchantments is a good way of getting rid of the One Ring. Also, I am not against a little bit of group hug in CDH in a very controlled sense. If you are playing stacks, you can get away with playing group hug because
Yeah.
I've played a Livio Ludwig deck that is stacks and group hug, and I have won 2 games with it in a completely separate play group. And it won on turn 20 both games because stacks and group hug slows down the game really bad because no one wants to do anything because everybody has an answer.
Right. You just need to
Um,
be mindful of who you're giving the 2 draw to, but at least you can take someone down a peg next lore, and the bottom effect is basically a balance. But I mean, if you are the stacks player, you've probably built out a board that has a lot of relevant pieces, so that
yeah, but
also
it
kind of
it will
hurts you.
shut off a good amount of mana. It'll blow up maybe a Ristic Study or the rocks to allow people to keep going. So it's just it's a good pseudo board wipe in addition to a little bit of card draw and tech removal. It does a little bit of everything. It does not do anything great.
Yeah, it's fine. Probably one of the better sagas we've seen, at least. I could say that much.
And my next card is one that I think is actually going to see a good amount of play. Tax Collector. One and a white for a creature human advisor with 2 power and 2 toughness. When this enters the battlefield, choose one. Tax. Until the end of your next turn, spells your opponent's control cost 1 more to cast. Arrest. Detain target creature an opponent controls. For those who don't know what detain does, until your next turn, that creature cannot attack, block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. So
That's right,
if you
Thrasios.
if you have any way to flicker this, you can stack tax effects and then make it so people have a hard time playing anything until your next turn. If someone tries to combo off with, let's say, Kennen, you can flicker this and then you can make it so Kennen cannot activate any abilities. You can make it so Najila can't activate any abilities, so on and so forth.
So, like Livio, Brago, the Arden, not Arden, the guy you like playing.
Yeah, there you have some options.
Yeah,
Abdel, I think Abdel is
Abdel.
the one that you're thinking of. But yeah, and running any flicker is good enough because some CEDH decks run Ephemerate just because Ephemerate is pretty good. This is a pretty good target for Ephemerate.
Yeah, if Tax Collector had Flash, it would be more lore accurate and pretty playable.
Tax Collector had Flash, it would be really, really good. It would probably be a new white
Mm.
staple.
If it had Flash, it would definitely be better. As it stands, it's fine. Are you going to mention
Um,
Templar Knight?
yeah, Templar Knight was
Yeah.
going to be the next card I was going to bring up, actually. This is my last one on white. Templar Knight is one in a white for a creature human knight with 3 power, 1 toughness, and vigilance. Pay 1 white. Tap 5 untapped attacking creatures you control named Templar Knight. Search your library for a legendary artifact and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You may run any number of this card in your deck. Um, the reason why this is really, really relevant is Thrumming Stone is a legendary artifact. So you
Right.
can cast your entire deck in one turn with Templar Knight just by activating the effect, finding Thrumming Stone, casting a Templar, and then doing your thing. If you have a commander that cares about casting things or cares about having a big board, you probably win off of that. Is it going to be a new CDH strategy? Is it going to be a new cracked game plan? Probably not, but it's notable in the fact that it's a pretty consistent game plan.
Yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, the fact that you need 5 of them kind of hurts. Tap 5 untapped attacking creatures you control named Templar Knight. Uh, they have vigilance, right? So it's not an issue, but it does make it difficult if you're trying to do this with like changelings. So yeah, I mean, the deck is solely going to rely on the knights to get that search off. It just put it onto the battlefield though, so I mean, it shortcuts it by quite a bit, especially if Thrumming Stone's the thing you're looking for. I'm assuming that's the best option.
Yeah, well, it's like Thrumming Stone or any of the legendary artifacts that give you an extra turn so that you can win the game with like 30 Templar Knights in play.
Okay, I mean, I like it. I want to see a deck for it. And anytime there's a card that says you can have more than one of, it obviously has interesting implications in Commander. This one, it's tricky. I would want to see it played, but I mean, with how consistent decks can be sans any sort of strategies like this, I feel like
I mean, To be fair, if you want to have a really good strategy for it, Chu Lane, because whenever you cast any of those Templar Knights off of Thrumming Stone, you draw a card and can play a land.
It's true. Chilane. Hullen.
Yeah,
Um,
Hu Holland?
Holland, yeah. So, guys, I think we probably covered all the white cards, but if there are any more that you want to discuss, let us know. I'll switch camera feeds for us, though, and we can open up, let's say, 2 packs each.
Yeah, and remember, you're getting the right side because, dear lord,
Yeah.
you need to get the luck of the right side.
We'll do like, well, we'll do like one each. I'll start with you, Will. So, okay. So, this is the left side. If you're looking at it.
Photo proof.
Yeah, actually, I'll just take your side out of the box. How about that? It'll be easier. Okay. I kind of like when there's little rip tabs, little pull tabs.
Yeah, I think opening them upside down is the trick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we're doing it that way. All right, Will. Hope you're ready for the $1,000 card in here. It's gonna
I
be.
think the most expensive card in the set is like an alternate art foil version of Ulamog.
Is that the most expensive card?
I think.
Well, you got a alt art Tamio.
Oh,
Foil.
nice. That is going to be fun.
I'm definitely gonna build Chulane Templar Knights. The left side it has been luckiest from what I've seen. The left side has been luckiest.
From our streams, the right side has been the really lucky one. Oh, it's you have the pack backwards.
Do I?
Yeah, because that's the front side of Tamiya.
Oh god, this art is so good. Sorry. I'm gonna do well, actually, wait. I hate how the focus is working right now. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Sure. We'll go backwards. Well, forwards. Cyclops Superconductor. Malevolent Rebel. Conduit Goblin. Okay, okay. Brain Surge. Creation of Avacyn. Dig it. Not the one you were looking for, but close. Forest. You have Unstable Amulet, sir.
The Paradox Wincon. Nice.
Ooh.
Hey.
Old Border Foil Null Elemental Blast. Good for you. Harrogast.
It's the dragon that people have lost their mind over, but I don't see why.
Pyrogoyf for your Goyf deck.
Indeed.
Argent Deus. Brought this one up during the review.
The card I think you should run in Oswald.
Oh, hey, your
Ooh,
favorite.
Soul Trader. I actually needed a copy of that.
There you
Happy
go.
to have that.
And this Tamio.
And Tamio.
Dude.
That may be one of the money cards in the set.
I'm sure it will be. But no, this art is just so good, dude. I'm obsessed with this card. It looks so damn good. Nice. Okay. Here, I'll open one for myself. The rainbow is a rainbow foil that is super rare. Is it a rainbow?
I guess that is the money one because there's 3 versions of the card on Scryfall. There's the regular version, the alternate art version, and then a special version. But you can't tell what the difference is other than the foiling's different. You can tell on like the water slash on the backside. If that looks fancy, I guess that's a rainbow foil. So if you look at the backside, the Planeswalker side, the water slash that she has, if that's, I guess that looks like it's the rainbow foil. Dang. Okay. I think that is the second most expensive card in the set.
Okay, well, congratulations, Will.
Yeah, dear lord. Do you want to swap sides and then you get that card?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. It's funny, man. I mean, I figured I was saying this, like if we switch sides, I would not grab anything of value. What is the set number? 443?
That's not the rainbow foil. That's the standard foil.
Okay. Yeah, it looks normal to me. I mean, I don't know what the rainbow foils look like. We've gotten etched foils in the past.
Yeah, we also got the what is it called? Like the embedded foil or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Nyxborn Unicorn, Horrific Assault, Thriving Skyclaw. Honestly, my favorite pull from that pack you just opened was the Null Elemental Blast, because that's probably the exact copy I'll be buying for Oswald.
I'm willing to trade that to you because if you get a less cool copy of it, ooh, I like that card. That is a very underrated enchantment on my in my opinion.
And something for Sithis.
Yeah, decent in Sithis, just a general like, oh yeah, buff your stuff or get a land.
Hell yeah, actually. I mean, I've been saying I wouldn't mind making Sithis again. We've loosely talked about it. Nesting Ground. Okay. Ether Spike. I love these old border foils, man. Imsker,
Hey,
Iron Eater.
noise.
Yeah, this guy's pretty dope. We have Eldrazi Confluence. Okay.
Honestly, pretty good removal in a colorless deck. Ooh, one of the
Arena
fancy
Glory.
lands.
Is this a fancy land? Exert Arena.
Well, yeah, it's the enters untapped if you control ones, so they're the fancy lands
Oh,
or
very
one of the
cool.
fancy lands.
And Kalia of the Vast.
I know people like that reprint.
Not a foily one, though. That's okay. We did get a foily Archway of Innovation.
That is my favorite land from the set, other than the black one.
Dude, doubles on the lands here. Arena of Glory and Archway of Innovation.
Yeah,
But again, it's next spell you cast has Improvise and enters untapped if you control island. I think this is probably playable. I don't know with
yeah.
certainty. I feel like
It
it's probably
depends
playable.
on what your deck does, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, you should make the Tameo. That Kalia is pretty metal.
Yeah,
You should, the Tameo is so beautiful.
Kali is metal in general.
Yeah, this art does look pretty boss. I do like this quite a bit. Nice. Nice. Okay, good pack so far. We can rip open more now or later. It's up to you guys. If you guys enjoying these, also pretty expensive. Cool. Yeah, I feel like Modern Horizons 3 is probably just expensive all over, whatever you pull, so
Yeah,
I'm happy to see
that
anything.
Kalia was not too far off from my Tameo. I think it was like less than a $15 difference. Like I think the Tameo
Mm-hmm.
I got was like 43 and your Kalia is like 30 on the
Not
dot.
non-foil?
Yeah, non-foil. And
Oh,
my hold up, that Tameo is probably different value foil than
yeah.
I yeah, was not thinking. But neat.
I mean, do you guys want to open up another pack?
Do we want to cover blue then open up another pack? Because I
We could
don't
just
think there's going to
do
be a ton to go over in blue.
per color. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine because there's 5%. Yeah. That works with me. All right. Last time I saw Kalia foils $90. My God. Um, it's really just trade bait for me because I'm not gonna play a Kalia, but I
Yeah.
would play Nadu. Hope I pull one.
Nadu's I think Nadu is the most expensive card from the set, like non-fancy art, non-foil. I think it is the most sought after card in the set.
Well, good luck to either of us on finding one because that would really it'd be fun to pull a
I
Nadu.
If I find one, I will trade it to you
I'll take
because
it as a sign. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the first card I want to bring up is at least in blue is Crystal Skull, Isu Spyglass. Again, not mind-numbingly good, but interesting. 2 generic double teardrop legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play historic lands and cast historic spells from the top of your library. It also taps for a blue. So virtually it's a 3 cost effect that lets you see and play any sort of legendary land and or historics from the top of your deck. It's pretty good in my opinion. I'm sure you can
Oh, Nadu
excuse
is
me.
only $4. Dang, I saw that it was like climbing up in price for a while,
I'm
but apparently
surprised that
not.
Kalia drives a harder price than Nadu, but I guess it's because he doesn't have like a special version like that.
What are you talking about? He is the portrait art. Everybody can see the
Mm-hmm.
the meme burb just going.
Angelus is right with the skull. So if you have like a cost reducer and a Sensei's Divining Top sort of deal, right? Um, right,
It is
Sensei's Divining
better
Top.
Mystic Forge.
What's that?
The skull
It
is just better Mystic Forge
right, because Mystic Forge just lets you look at the top of your library,
and
play it if
play
it's an
artifacts from the
artifact.
top, and then you can pay 1 life, tap it, and exile the top card of your library.
Right.
But this doesn't let you exile the top card of your library, but it lets you play legendary lands or artifact lands from the top of your library. play legendary creatures, play sagas, and it's also a rock, so it's technically 3 mana instead of 4.
Which deck is really trying to play the Mystic Forge combo and would be better with this?
You might bump into somebody who's doing Arkham or something like that and is using the Senses Dividing Top lines as a backup line. I don't know if it's super relevant, but the fact that it's a mana rock gives it utility outside of doing the thing. So I don't know, but it is better than Mystic Forge, and Mystic Forge sees a little bit of play, so
So if you're in blue, swap out that Mystic Forge,
indeed.
I guess is what we're saying. But yeah, if you don't have anything else on Crystal Skull, are you good?
Good.
Okay, because I have a card that I think is kind of interesting. Escape Detection. Not only is the art great, by the way, Justina Dura. It's one generic and double blue for instant speed spell that says free runner. Return a blue creature you control to its owner's hand. Because this is instant, I actually quite like this alternative casting cost. It's less relevant that it triggers based off of assassins dealing combat damage, but commanders specifically. So you may cast this for its free running cost if you dealt combat damage. So it can't just be anyone with their commander or an assassin. But you return target creature to its owner's hand and draw a card. I think this is kind of a interesting flexible way to get value out of a creature that might ETB and do something, and also tempo play with your opponent. That also replaces itself. It's doing a lot. It's almost free. Again, you do need to return a creature, so whatever mana you spent on that creature, you need to suck that up again. But I kind of really like this effect. And it's also relevant if you're like an Izzet or are splashing red, because obviously you could just target yourself with this. Clearest target being a dockside is why I suggested red. I think it's good. I think it's niche playable. I don't know what list really want this, but I quite like it.
I can tell you one list that definitely runs it, Nadu, because you can bounce your Nadu and target and or target something with this, and then get a Nadu trigger and draw a card. So if your Nadu connects, you can bounce one of your blue creatures, resetting it for Nadu, and or bounce a Nadu, resetting all of your Nadu things for free. Yeah, this card is it's a staple. It's a new blue staple in my opinion, because
you
it's
really feel that way. Wow.
yeah, it's free sorcery speed removal.
This would go good in Satru Artifact with top. You can win with Bolas' Citadel. You can also win the Bolas Citadel. Yeah. Nadu, is Nadu really being discussed as something that's potentially going to be banned in multiple formats, Angelus? I've not heard
I
those
would
murmurs.
not doubt that, because
is it really that bad in other
in
formats?
I've been watching a good amount of Legacy recently, because Modern Horizons has gotten me into a couple different Legacy things, and my friend who brews Legacy has been bouncing deck ideas off of me. But in Legacy, there is a Nadu deck called, I think it's just Breakfast, like it's Nadu Breakfast combo or something like that. And you use the core, the guy that just says redirect 1 damage from this to target creature and Nadu to just immediately win the game, because you do immediately win the game off of that. In Modern, people are running the Shiko or whatever they're called, and they're just tutoring that out ASAP, playing Nadu and then flipping through their deck while trying to control out the game. Yeah, Nadu's just kind of a menace everywhere, including CDH, where he has like a 60 something win rate, I think 60% win rate, which is insane considering that people are considering banning TNT at like a 30% win rate.
That's insane. I remember when it came out and we were talking about it, and I'm like, I feel like this is just better than Kinnan. So to hear you say that, I don't know. Has it won any major tournaments yet?
Yep. There was literally the day Nadu came out, there was a tournament, and then 3 out of the top 4 decks were Nadu. And Nadu won the tournament.
How bad can Nadu breakfast be when breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Thank you, Diego. You know what? You're right. We shouldn't ban it. Everyone needs breakfast. You're absolutely right. Nadu has 25% entry rate at the Pro Tour. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Nadu's kind of a problem.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it kind of got that way. It's kind of reminding me of Sakazuki in One Piece, who was also banned. So if that's true, like you said, like top four for a lot of tournaments was like all Sakazuki or like 3 or 4 Sakazuki. So I mean, I guess that's the ratio. If 75% of the top end meta is one deck, it's probably not healthy for the format. Yes, Nato has taken down 3 CDH events in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Any rate, moving on. I mean, it's funny, we're not even talking about that set anymore, but we're talking about that set. Um, I'm sorry, Modern Horizons. Okay, I for some reason wanted to say the Jeez,
Monster
Outlaws
Hunter
of Thunder
3.
Junction. No, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. But yeah, Monster Hunter 3 as well. Evie Fry. It's difficult to discuss this one without its
We can
partner.
talk about Eevee when we get to the other
Right. I
partner.
think the
We can go
partner
back.
Jacob Fry is in black. I think so. It's very
Yeah.
close. But we'll get back to that later. Leonardo da Vinci, though, we can talk about him. 2 generic
Indeed.
and a blue, 3/3 body, human artificer. Phew, so much text. For 3 generic and double blue, until end of turn, Thopters you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Great. Um, for 2 generic in a blue, tap, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a card that was an artifact card, exile it from your graveyard. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 0/2 Thopter artifact creature with flying in addition to its other types.
C for casual. You can make a bunch of Thopters for pretty cheap that do fun things, like making a Darksteel Forge for 3 mana, and then you make it big. Once you make that one ring Thopter, you make it into a 10/10 because you have a massive hand. Fun and casual, not great in CDH.
And the last card I wanted to bring up in blue was a new tutor, Loyal Inventor.
Yeah.
2 generic and a blue, human artificer, 2/3 body, vigilance. When Loyal Inventor enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, then shuffle. Put that card into your hand if you control an assassin. So hopefully your, commander is an assassin. Otherwise, put that card on top of your library. So it becomes like a personal tutor type of effect. I just mean sorcery speed thing on top, not necessarily a sorcery spell. It's a new tutor. It's a new tutor. I think every time there's a new tutor that's 3 CMC and under, it's noteworthy. Most of the creatures that are also tutors are 3 CMC and under, so it's not bad.
And to put it into perspective, people play Moonblessed Cleric, which is
Mhm.
literally this for enchantments.
To top, right?
Yeah,
Without
tutor
the
to top.
without the option of it ever going to hand. So
Yeah, so I like it. It's really not a bad card because you can find the high CMC stuff that the mages can't find, or you can find the awkward 4 CMC slot that the mages can't find. So it's a decent card. And then if you happen to have either a changeling or an assassin commander, it's even better.
any blue cards I missed? Well,
Only one, which is Eagle Vision. It is 4 in a blue for a sorcery that says free running for 1 in a blue, draw 3 cards. Uh, Not bad to just kind of play out a relatively fast hand and get your commander out turn 1, then turn 2 refill your hand.
true. Honestly, yeah. For a generic and a blue, I think that draw 3 for 2 mana is pretty solid. If all you got to do is hit someone with your commander, there's going to be someone that you can hit. I mean, many 3 blue artifact tutors are limited by mana value. This doesn't have that restriction.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I mean, would you rather run one of the specialty mages that tutor up a specific artifact per cost and put it to hand, or run this? I feel like I would still use like
Depends on the deck.
I think I feel like I'm still gonna rely on. Didn't we dabble with those in our Nadu list where we had like the 2 specific mages?
Yeah, you for Nadu you run the other mages because you're looking for a 2 CMC artifact or 1 CMC
But
artifact
Nadu's
or a
gonna
3
let you
CMC
draw the
artifact.
thing anyways, man. I don't know. It's
You
like,
probably do run this in Nadu just
yeah,
because, but
without limitation. Like
yeah.
screw having an assassin. I've got a bird man that lets me draw. So yeah. Wait, that was your last blue card to mention? Eagle Vision?
Yeah, Eagle Vision. That was the only one that you missed that I liked. One that's kind of funny in my opinion, but isn't really relevant is Become Anonymous, and it's just Hat Trick and Yu-Gi-Oh, but for Magic the Gathering.
Hmm.
It's
Uh,
a
oh, sorry.
it's
Which
exile target non-token creature you control face down, and the top two cards of your library face down. Shuffle the pile, and then you cloak them.
it's cheeky for sure. I
It's
thought it was
funny.
just a little too high costed for what it's doing, but desynchronization is being mentioned for Sisei. So it's another bounce effect, but 2 generic and double blue, instant speed. Return each non-land permanent that's not historic to its owner's hand. So yeah, if you're using specifically 5-color Sisei, you're going to make out like a bandit with this, or an assassin, I suppose.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there's probably better things that you'd want to run in WUBRG, but it can be useful. I think it's probably a fine include.
All right, is it
But
time to look at some packs, Will?
yeah, let's look at some packs.
All right, okay. That's my favorite part of this stream today. I've been needing some pack therapy, honestly. So we're gonna get to black in just a second, but all right, one for you, one for me, Will. Okay. All right. Probably already passed it, but Haystack is amazing lore mechanic balance. I want to
Yes.
just put it in
So
my collection for collection purposes. Got you. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the white artifact.
yep. It's a 2 to play it 2 and tap it to phase out a creature that you control.
Specifically, yeah. All right, Will, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have Galvanic Discharge. Ooh. Jolted Awake.
I love that card.
Me too. Honestly, I actually really like this card.
White Unearth that hits artifacts. Really good.
You have Bountiful Landscape. Damn,
There are
cycling
versions
cost.
of those that are like $100. I can't remember. I think it's like a stamped foiling.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. If each of the triple searches has a super expensive version, but they're like really
What?
rare. It's like their serialized version.
You got Serum Visionary. Trickster Elk.
Like that
It's
card.
yeah, it's like a mini Marath kind of looking.
Yeah, it's a easy to find piece of creature removal.
Frogmire Enforcer.
Indeed. He's a boy.
Sink into
Hey,
Stupor. It's one
yeah,
of
Sink into
those
Super good card.
MDFC lands. Really lovely Eldrazi planes. You have Unholy Heat, sir. God, I love old borders. Evolution.
Hey, one of the other cards that I was talking about comboing.
Hell yeah. And you have the foily version. So yeah, you should make that TNT. Flare of Denial, sir.
Nice, I can sacrifice and replay my Nadu.
Hell yes. I mean,
I,
you just yeah, you
I
just
have
gotta.
I have a Eureka friend who will probably trade for that.
Hell yeah. I mean, do you not imagine needing Flare of Denial?
I don't play a lot of blue creature decks.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe I put that in Zur, I don't know.
Hideous Taskmaster. From one of the commander sets. Power Balance.
Ah,
Extended. You have one more card, sir. Flooded
ooh, fetch.
Strand. Is it a foily fetch?
No, that looks like just a
No.
regular
Sorry, there's one more
extended
card.
art, but
Extended art.
oh, I had
And
one more.
Ripples of
Hey, it's
Undeath.
the rare that nobody plays.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, I thought that was your foil slot, the Flooded Strand, which
Yeah, that power balance is pretty good. I really love how that card was super expensive for a tiny bit, and now it's worth like nothing, I think.
this
But yeah,
this Evolution Witness is sick though. Yeah, you're right. So
yeah,
good.
because if you have anything that just says when an artifact is put into a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it, you loop Lotus Petal.
Oh, on the Witness?
Yeah.
I have 8 decks. 7 of them have blue in them. 0 play Flare of Denial. Yeah, I don't know what the cost of the flares are. I mean, from past, Modern Horizon sets, we've always expected like the free spells to drive somewhat of a high cost. So I'm assuming that like Flare of Denial, at least a $20 card. I don't really know the expense of any of the cards from this set really. Ripple of Undeath just got dunked into any self-mill deck.
Oh yeah, that's the 2 mana thing that I said that no one plays.
The zombie army token looks outstanding. Oh, back of the
Uh,
deck.
by the way, so Flare of Denial is like a $10 card. Foil is more expensive, but it's like $10.
Okay. Denial is the most expensive, hovering around 20. Okay.
Is it 20? I just checked and it's 10 at least on Scryfall. So that's probably where the difference comes in.
Sheltering landscapes are. Uh, is it Generatorium?
Hey,
Hey, I'll trade you
we
mine for
can yeah,
yours.
we can swap blasts.
You don't mind swap blast with me? Hey, you're talking about having this little watermark down here. You're saying that there's lands with this watermark?
So it's a stamp, not a watermark. It's like a different
Oh.
thing. It's indented.
Got you.
Yeah, there's pretty
Consume
much there's
corruption.
like no difference between the old border and the new border foil for Null Elemental Blast. It looks like I think it's like $1 difference. I'm down to do that trade.
Sounds good. Thanks, man. Monstrous Vortex.
That
Um,
card is gross.
whenever you cast a creature spell with 5 discover. That is really gross.
Discover equal to its cost, which the funny thing is, that means that you can discover 3 drops infinitely and loop through your deck. Saffron Olive did a funny modern deck that was just all of the ball lightnings.
Localized destruction. We got a Pearl Medallion, localized destruction.
Man, this is the whitest pack ever.
I know. Echoes of Eternity. This card looks sick.
Yeah.
And last card. Uh, Ashling, Flame Dancer.
Pretty good commander.
No, I lied. Not the last card.
Ah.
I keep messing this up. Ashling, Flame Dancer. This looks really good on her. This look is so freaking cool. Eh. And Solitude.
Oh!
I think
You needed that new Solitude, right?
well, I have like the event version foil, but I've been wanting to switch for this art because this looks so much better.
That's
Um
pretty good.
oh, so this is a special guest. Oh, it's an etched foil too. That's really sick looking. All right, well, I'm glad we switched sides this time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wizards. Thank you, Will. I will
I
trade you.
called it. I called it.
Trade you Nadu for Ashling Victoria. Sold. I do that. Discover to equal to its power. Solitude is a special one. That is one sexy solitude, dude. It so is. It's cool because like the ripple texture is like in the waves of its essence. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you can see that, but like the rippling effect is actually like really, really finely detailed here. But damn, the foil is strong on this one. Sorry, it keeps auto focusing
I
on my
find
face.
it really funny because we swapped, but then the things I wanted were in the side that I swapped to, and then the things that you wanted were in the side that you swapped to, but the luck stayed roughly the same for that, where it's like
Yeah.
the right side was still the lucky side, but the left side had the things I wanted.
Oh, this is so great. Yeah, well, I'm happy. Like when we did the Fallout set, I still got like the Walking Ballista. Like I really did want that. What do they call it? That Walking Ballista art.
Yeah, I think that was the Pip Boy, the Pip Boy art.
Assaultron, or sorry, I'm trying to remember his name, but yeah, I wanted that. We both got copies of him, so it was great.
Yeah,
Solitude,
and
though.
in this set, I got the Warren Soul Trader, the Evolution Witness. There's like a bunch of random things that I have pulled from my packs that I was like, I want to get a copy of this, and I have.
Remind me on the Null Blast 36. That's fine. That's awesome though. Yeah, I'll probably trade in my older Solitude, and then just swap this one in because it looks so good. The etched foil version. At any rate, yay, special guest. I like special guests. Assaultron Ballista. Yeah, I really like the art for that. That's the. I think there's more to that character's name, but I really like that one. Yeah, I have like the Surge foil version of that. All right. So black, which is also going to bring us to our other legendary there, but I don't have any cards I want to mention in black. Will.
Yeah, I don't believe that there's anything in black that caught my eye
Which is really
because
sad to say.
yeah, it's there really isn't anything in black, so we can probably just cover the legendaries.
So what I'll do is just start with Evie Fry and then go to Jacob Fry.
Yeah,
But 2 generic and a blue, partner with Jacob Fry, 2/1 body, pay 1, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a creature card this way, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. excuse me, for 2 generic and a black, human assassin, 3/2 body Jacob Fry. Whenever one or more assassins you control deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target assassin card or card with free running from your graveyard. If you do, copy it. You may cast that copy. I like Eevee a little bit more, but this is
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, Eevee's an infinite mana outlet with an infinite untap and an infinite mana outlet to draw through your whole deck and then fill up your graveyard. So it's interesting, but they're better Dimir commanders. For the sake of casting assassins and free running from your graveyard, Jacob is pretty useful. But honestly, the pairing itself is probably D.
Yeah. I mean, does it being a Dimir make it any better?
Not really. Unfortunately, there just aren't a lot of good playable assassin cards because all the cards that could be assassins are actually rogues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awkward. And then we're getting some assassins from the set, obviously, but I'm told there's 2 free running cards that are maybe noteworthy. I think Chain Assassination is one we can look at before we get to Desmond Miles, so I'll take a look at that. If I were to give the pairing a letter grade, I would say D. I think there's better things to do in Dimir.
Yeah. But Chain Assassination is a 2 black black for an instant with free running 1 and a black. Destroy target creature. If another creature died this turn, draw a card. 2 mana kill a thing if your commander connected. Not too bad, but usually you want to remove a thing so that your commander can connect. Still useful to kill kind of notable things that you couldn't easily kill.
I like the draw on this. I feel like if the free running was 1 black, it would be more notable, but right, because it's still instant speed, and like you're not going to get the free running off of this outside of it being sorcery speed. So it still is kind of like high demand for what it's doing, but it's fine. It's
Yeah,
good. It's good.
the other card that probably was being brought up was a Petty Larceny, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which is a 3 and a black for sorcery, free running for 1 and a black. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library, exile those cards face down, and you may play those cards as long as they're exiled using mana of any color, and make a treasure. So this is kind of 1 mana, draw 2 off the top of your opponent's library. It's okay. It's a thing.
They actually were referring to restart sequence, Will.
Oh, then I got that wrong. Let's go to restart sequence. 3 and a black for sorcery, free running 1 and a black. Return target creature card from your graveyard. Oh, to the battlefield. I don't know why I read that as to your hand first time I read that.
That's good.
Yeah, 2 mana reanimate a thing. That's actually very good because some CDH decks run Exhume just because they need another reanimate, and this is just a better
This takes
option.
the place of that. Yeah, yeah. And Exhume is that the one
Oh,
that's part of like
it's
a
one
split spell?
1 and a black. Everybody reanimates a creature.
Ooh, yeah, we don't want that. No, restart sequence is a lot better than Exhume.
Yeah.
All right, Desmond Miles, anyone? A
Yeah,
generic and a black for a 1/3 human assassin. Menace gets +1/+0 for each other assassin you control and each assassin card in your graveyard. Okay. Whenever Desmond Miles deals combat damage to a player, surveil X, where X is the amount of damage it dealt to that player. That's actually interesting. But yeah, I think it's really just going to be 1 damage.
Yeah, there's fun things that you can probably do with casual in this, like making all creatures you control and in your deck graveyard anywhere outside of the battlefield into assassins, and then just run a lot of creatures in your deck so that he becomes very big very fast. But yeah, he's not gonna be great for CDH. I think that there's fun reanimator stuff that you can do with him, so I think I'd give him a C.
That's fair. I'll say C for D, Desmond. Ezio Editore de Firenze. What about this sucker? Will, do you know what this guy does? Try to tell us what Ezio does out of memory.
Well, I remember that he has all assassins you control have free running, and then he says if he deals combat damage to a player, you can pay WUBRG, and then if they are at 10 or less life, they lose the game. And he has Menace. Okay, so I missed the Menace on him. So yeah, that was out of memory. Reading the card, 1 and a black for a legendary creature, human assassin
Close
with
enough,
3
close
power,
enough.
2 toughness, and Menace. Assassin spells you cast have free running black. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you can pay WUBRG if that player has 10 or less life. Or you can pay WUBRG if that player has 10 or less life. When you do, they lose the game. Um, Bad Luris Commander.
Yeah. Bad Loris?
Bad Luris Commander, because the commander is really just I give you WUBRG for Luris and does nothing outside of that. Because a 3/2 with Menace, that is the best part of the card. You usually aren't going to be running any assassins, so the whole free running mechanic is pretty worthless on him. Unless you want to try to make Razaketh into, or like any other big creature, into an assassin while it's in your hand through weird means. So, and then the deal lethal combat damage by paying WUBRG is literally just pay WUBRG to give this +10/+0 until the end of the turn. And you can only use it if it would be lethal.
Win the game, Will.
It's not win the game, it's target player loses the game.
I don't know. I feel like this could compete with Nadu.
Totally. Yeah, he's a free runner, Nadu's the bird. They both don't like touching the ground.
I'd say D for Auditory.
Yeah, I want to try to say this might work in casual, but assassins just aren't a thing. Even in this set, assassins just aren't a thing. There's no good big assassins.
Maybe one day when we revisit Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed, maybe
we'll
have enough assassins to make this work. But there is one more assassin in black we can talk about.
Speaking of not having enough assassins to make it work, we have Roshan, 3 in a black for legendary creature, human assassin with 4 power, 4 toughness, and other creatures you control are assassins in addition to their other types.
There you go.
The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield, making all those creatures in your graveyard assassins and all those creatures you're trying to cast into assassins for the free run mechanic. Face down creatures you control have menace. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, draw a card, lose a life. This is D, but this goes in the 99 of the other Assassin's Creed decks.
Yeah, 100% goes in the... I mean, and it's a good reanimate target because you don't want to spend 4 outright. Yeah. Not bad. Thanks, Roshan. You tried. Guys, if there's any other black cards you want to talk about, we can talk about them. I mean, there's only so many left to talk about, but if not... Well, I think it's time.
Yes, time to crack some packs.
Yes. God, best packs yet. Best packs to date for your boy. Your packs last time were amazing, though.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Some of the best. Did you keep that?
I pulled 2 foil copies of Mana Drain. I have one of each of the alternate art foil copies of Mana Drain from Thunder Junction.
Do you use Mana Drain currently?
In very few decks.
Okay. Wow. You have great options. All right, Will. Your first card. Unfathomable Truths. Okay.
The truth is that card sucks.
Pretty
fathomable.
Oh, you're getting a lot of Eldrazi here, though.
I know. The set has a lot of Eldrazi.
Tune the narrative, draw a card, gain 2 energy, Will. For 1 mana, pretty good. Obstinate Gargoyle. Glyph Elemental. It that heralds the end.
Technically cost reduction, Eldrazi.
Yeah. Weren't we going to use that in our Ulamog deck?
Buried Alive.
Hell yeah.
You always need another copy of Buried Alive.
Yes, you do. I like the watermark down there, too. Super clean. Get a little island. Brain Surge.
Again.
Ooh. Old Border Foil Jolted Awake. I didn't know this was a thing.
I could not even recognize that as Jolted Awake because it looked colorless for a second.
Yeah, this is awesome. 6. Oh, your favorite.
Yes, I needed a copy of 6.
Congrats.
I'm trying to build the 2 creature pile stick fingers.
You get a Chittering Dispatcher, by the way.
Nice.
Birthing Ritual.
Oh.
Yeah.
Use that in deck here, there. Ooh,
Ragavan.
Ragavan.
Look at you, sir. I don't know if you needed a Ragavan, but
I
you
have
got
not
one.
gotten a Ragavan yet, so I'm actually kind of happy that I pulled that.
Hell yeah. I didn't even know Ragavan was in the set, if I'm being honest with you. Esper Sentinel, shut up. Ooh.
Were those list cards? It doesn't have the tag at the bottom left. I guess they were guests.
And I don't know, but you have an old border foil.
Esper Sentinel.
Esper Sentinel, yeah.
You want to trade for Oswald?
I might. I mean, I have an Esper Sentinel foil, but I mean, if there's an old border version, that's the version I go for. I'm not even joking.
I think that's my last card.
No. Yes.
Oh
Yes, it was. Wow,
no.
your last cards were straight up from Modern Horizons 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. Those are two pretty good one drops from Modern Horizons 2.
I didn't know Esper Sentinel was reprinted here. A few of the real good cards from Modern Horizons 2 are in the set. Okay, well, Will, you literally hit the two real good cards.
Yeah.
The two real good cards are right there. No shit. Yeah, I have like the I think I have like the pre-release version of him, or I have specifically the schematic version. But obviously, if you like that better, keep it.
And now it's time for you to pull a foil alternate art Ulamog.
Here we go. Is Ulamog like played heavily right now?
He is potentially going to be banned for casual purposes, for Commander at least. Wow. He's also seeing a good amount of play in Modern as just a big dumb beater card.
What if one of us gets a serialized card, Will? What do we do?
I have no idea. Well, we pat the one who gets it on the back.
Yeah. And then do we send it to like get it graded?
Yeah.
Dog Umbra.
See, whenever I see those triomes, I just have to pause and look at them to be like, is that one of the expensive ones?
I know. You've got me thinking about it now. Kozilek's Unsealing. Again, if I get the Brood Scale, it's yours. Oh, fuck yes. This is my favorite card. One of my favorite cards. Meltdown. So damn good. Love it. Okay. Rest. Snow-covered waste.
A foil snow-covered waste.
Snow-covered waste. I'm so confused by those three in a row.
Yeah, 3 lands in a row.
Emperor of Bones. Rampant Frogantua. Harbinger of Seas. Okay.
Blood Moon.
Ooh,
Chthonian Nightmare.
Do like this card. I like this card a whole lot. Is this the same artist that did the Demonic Tutor that I got recently?
I don't know.
The reprint alternate art. And another Emperor of Bones. Yay. Dude, what the fuck was this pack? I mean, it's not a bad pack, mind you, but I like the dual Emperor of Bones, dual snow-covered.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
What is this? Heck yeah, Giant Frog. Is the Giant Frog everyone's favorite or something? Rampant Frogantua?
Is that the 3-mana frog that gets bigger if people die?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like that because it's a very fun meme, and if you do knock somebody out, it just becomes a massive thing that gives you a bunch of free lands.
Hell yeah, it just needs some evasion so it can last. That was a weird pack. And the centering on this Emperor of Bones is so bad. It's like it's down and to the left. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. That pack is a decent poker hand, yeah. Okay. Next color, Will. We're moving on to red.
And we're going to start it off with a potential S tier commander. This is the only one who might be S tier in the set, if at all.
It's been likened to Slicer?
Yes, so this is better Slicer. So, Alexios. 3 in a red for legendary creature, human berserker with 4 power, 4 toughness, and trample. Alexios attacks each combat if able, cannot be sacrificed, and cannot attack its owner. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of Alexios, untaps it, puts a +1/+1 counter on it, and then gives it haste until the end of the turn. This is better Slicer for a couple reasons. A, When you get into the 1v1 with Slicer, it will be punching you in the face. You're going to be dying to your own Slicer at a pretty fast rate. Alexios doesn't do that because it cannot attack you ever. It's better goaded. Alternatively, or in addition, Alexios has Trample. Slicer has Double Strike, and yes, is better than Alexios early on because you're doing a little bit more damage and haste. But Trample is way better after the very first turn rotation because it gets through all of those chump blockers, and the fact that Alexios keeps getting bigger fixes the third problem with Slicer. Somebody just playing a big dumb creature, then people agreeing to attack into the big dumb creature and get rid of Slicer. Alexios is getting bigger every turn. After you play it, it immediately gets bigger than Grom, and then you don't have to worry about it dying to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And to give the quick math, Slicer does exactly 21 commander damage in the first rotation, and Alexios does 18. On the second rotation, Slicer does an additional. Slicer does 45 in total, and Alexios does, I think, 52 in total. And that is 52 trample versus 45 non-trample. And yeah, you don't need to give Alexios evasion. You just give him hexproof or shroud, and then he wins the game. This is better Slicer. Yes, it's one more mana, but after the first attack rotation, this is just better Slicer. Also, not an artifact. It will not get abraded.
What do you how are you giving him like shroud or hexproof?
Lightning Greaves,
Just
Swiftfoot Boots.
boost.
Name your favorite.
Okay. I like it. I don't really see Slicer that often. I'd be curious to see Alexios played. Mono red is in a weird spot usually, but I'd like to see this one played out.
But yeah, I'd say A for Alexios because Slicer was like an awkward like BA spot, and Alexios I think is either A or S, but it's still an aggro strategy in a combo format. A.
I wish that they moved the image up a little bit more in its frame so there wasn't so much negative space above Alexios' head. But that's just a minor complaint about the art framing. Arena of Glory. Arena of Glory? What about Arena of Glory? Oh, so far as like cards to talk about here? I pulled one, right? The land?
I believe so.
Is that like an important card? I mean, all those lands are pretty good.
Yeah. Arena of Glory is
Alexios,
the exert it, and then you get 2 mana, and if you use it to cast a creature, it has haste.
it's pretty damn good, honestly. Alexios is great though. Oh, to play out Alexios.
Oh,
Use Arena
yeah,
of Glory.
to give Alexios haste.
That's not bad. One man bun. Yeah. Also, if I was going to play MTG, this might be the set that lures me in. Really, Assassin's Creed. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I literally just pulled the card. I should have read it. I just noticed the first line of text. So I'm like, oh, this is just playable in every deck that has a mountain.
Yeah, and I just want to say, even if you don't give Alexios haste, still good enough. He gives himself haste on the other player's turn, so it does not really matter.
The other good card in red is Overpowering Attack. I'm also, while we're here, I'm curious as to, like, who among you viewing right now is into Assassin's Creed? Or, like, what IP would get you into the game if you weren't already into Magic the Gathering? Because we've done a lot already. the Magic has worked with a lot of different brands to introduce different games into this, Magic the Gathering. But Overpowering Attack, I can read this one off really quick. Well, did you have any red cards you wanted to talk about in particular?
Monastery Raid. It's just a 2 in a red, impulse draw 2 cards, free running for X in a red, and then impulse draw X cards instead. It's basically just a versatile red draw. Nothing horribly fancy. It's just a card people might like to run in red.
Yeah, decent mana sink for sure. And
Pretty good
Overpowering...
with Rowan.
Yeah, no, really good with Rowan.
You do need to connect though. That's going to be the awkward part.
Rowan has Menace.
Yeah.
She should connect. So Overpowering Attacks 3 and double red or 2 generic and 1 red. Untap all creatures you control that attack this turn. it's if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by additional main phase. Oh, sweet, additional combat.
Yep, for 3 mana, pretty good.
Yeah.
This goes in Neheb. This goes in any deck that actually cares about additional combats. It's good.
The IP Magic the Gathering would get me into Magic the Gathering. You know what I would really like? When's the last time we had an unset?
Like 2 years ago, I think.
How often do they release them? Because I'd be down for like yearly unsets as
I
opposed to
think it's
like,
it's like once every 4 years. I think maybe more than that.
okay. I love the first games, didn't really follow that after Ezio. I never played beyond game one, I don't think. I've got sour memories of the Assassin's Creed series, though. Maybe a story for another time. One Piece
Um,
collab? Yeah, I'd play Magic for the One Piece collab. If they ever did a Legend of Zelda, oh my god. If they ever did a Legend of Zelda, if Nintendo ever allowed them to do a Legend of Zelda.
they will never allow them. Nintendo is so protective of their IPs.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a. I mean, you can always just have hand painted altars. That's the closest we'll get. All right, guys, that's it for red. Really, not that much in red to discuss, but there's still packs to open.
Indeed.
All right, people. More collector boosters from Modern Horizons 3. The important part of OP attack is it gives you another main phase, which they haven't been doing a lot lately.
True. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, for someone like, how does Timna read? Would she get an additional trigger?
Yes, it's post-combat main phase, I believe.
Oh, there you
I'll
go.
quickly double check that.
All right, Will, this is you. Okay, this one's you.
Yeah, at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, do the thing.
Nightshade Dryad. Smelted Charge Bug. Is this the one, Will? Is this the one?
I don't think so.
Okay. Another unstable
Hey,
amulet
another
for you.
one. Yeah.
At least it's on the same pack. Well,
Hey,
I won't speak too soon.
look, it's the populate card that people have been losing their minds over, even though it's like only decent.
Yeah. Angel of Ruins, I wish was better. Got a mountain. Dude, all the Jolted
And I
Awakes.
got a third one, and it's a different printing from the other two.
You have Unholy Heat foil. Okay. You have Fanatic of Ronus. Hell
Needed
yes.
one.
I was gonna say, I feel like you're getting all the cards you needed, dude. This guy is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Which list is this going into?
I think I'm putting it in Livio Thrasios. I need to actually build that deck at some point, but
Oh, okay. You have a Barrow Goyf.
Oif.
The art on this one's sick. Another Fanatic of Ronus. See, this is what I wanted. Not the double Emperor of Bones. The double Fanatic of Ronus.
Don't worry, you're getting a double Ulamog in your pack.
I would love that. Oh. Flare of Fortitude, my sir. You're getting all
Man,
the flares.
Yeah, I'm getting all the flares. Unfortunately, the flares are not great.
No, sacrifice a non-token white creature until the end of turn. Your life can't change. Yada yada. The art on this is amazing. Wasn't there a reprint of Orm's Chant in this set? I really want that reprint. Like I thought this was Orm's Chant for a second because it's very similar to that art.
Yeah, because it's the like this hand thing with the lady behind it. I think that's the Orm's Chant.
Oh,
Ooh,
got Flage.
the most non-Boros looking Boros card.
Mm-hmm. That was your last one. Looks good though.
Yeah,
Looks really good.
people are running Flage in Modern as like a burn backup plan.
Well, Mateus told me the combo with Flage earlier, dude.
Indeed.
Safi, Eric's daughter, Flage, and then someone from the set we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Live rips, love it. Yeah, always. Well, whenever we have them. Final Fantasy, which is coming soon. Eric Chu, yeah, 100% Final Fantasy. I'm very excited for that. I don't know, man. They have Lego Zelda set now. Yeah, they do. Like the Korok tree, right? I did see that. It's expensive for that Lego set, by the way. I don't need a Ulamog, but I appreciate it. Plage is expensive. Is Plage expensive? There you go, Will.
Let's check that.
Hey, Alex.
Uh,
All the best to you.
yeah, I guess Flage is expensive. Dang, I did not think Flage was going to be that expensive because people were not very hyped on the card.
I hope Sean has treated you to Chip City, Alex. And I hope I see you around soon. Final Fantasy, let's go. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy. I haven't picked up the Rebirth. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, is that what the new one's called? I think so. I mean to, it's just I know it's going to be a real time sink. Did Will just drop out? Where's Will? Hey, Will. Alright, so this is my, what, third to last pack? Right. Infernal Captor. Signature Slam. I'm sorry. Envoy of the Ancestors. Bridgeworks Battle. A nice little mountain. Dragon Rage Channeler. Okay. She's played. Turn the Narrative. Ooh, old border foil. Okay. Eladamri. Love to see him. Love to watch him walk away. Siege Gang Lieutenant. Arna and Kennerud, Sky Captain. Okay. Fury. Okay. Old border, not foil. Just old border foil. Old border, excuse me. I don't have a Fury, so that's actually pretty dope. And last but not least, a Haragast.
It's the etched foil.
It's the etched foil for whatever it's worth. I don't know. It looks good. I like how the gray looks in the etched foil variant.
I prefer my artifacts brown.
I do prefer my artifacts brown. Oh yeah, Marvel. I'll need a Deadpool. Really hope he is self-aware, even silver bordered. That would be amazing.
That'd be very funny.
Will is trying to hide his what from us? Eating from us. Oh.
Indeed. No, yeah, I went over here, ate something, and then was just chewing here.
Oh, is Marvel? Yeah, Marvel is next year. Holy shit. Serialized
Oh
Spider-Man.
yeah, true. Holy crap. Yeah, we are going to be getting Marvel in a bit.
Oh, wait.
Also, yeah.
I want
hot
Venom.
dog. That was what I was eating.
I'm so jealous. I really would want Venom. I really want to play Venom. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I'm building Haragast currently. Wish I had that foiling. It looks good. I liked Will's foil too, though. Do you just got a standard foil, or?
I think it was standard foil, yeah.
Like it's smoked. Yeah, like it's smoked. We'll take a look at it later.
All right, well, moving to green,
I have one card.
I have one card in green, and I think it's the same card for both of us.
3, 2, 1. Hunter's Bow.
Viewpoint synchronize. Oh no, we have different ones. Good. We have availability to talk about things, but first we have a legendary to talk about.
Yeah.
Avalyn for 2 green legendary creature, human assassin with death touch, 3 power and 3 toughness. Disguise for black and a green. And whenever a creature you control with death touch deals damage to a player, put that many counters on that creature. Your death touch board gets very big very fast. This is a C.
It's pretty dope. Do you like this over our other death touch mono green commander we talked about before?
No. Finn. I think you're talking about Finn. Finn gets the win. Finn is utterly disgusting.
Finn gets the win.
I mean, Finn is a combo commander more than anything else, because it's just get a board of a bunch of creatures, tutor for a thing that gives all your stuff death touch, kill 2 people.
It's pretty gnarly. Without Ezio's WUBRG ability, kill 2 people. Not
Indeed.
Bad. Yeah, I'd say C for Avalyn de Grand Prix. And
get big, get fast, but don't win too quickly to be CEDH.
The card I wanted to talk about, we have so many legendaries to discuss. We'll bank through them. But Hunter's Bow. For a generic and a green, artifact equipment. When Hunter's Bow enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. That creature deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature you don't control. It gains reach in Ward 2, equip cost of 1. Green is always, if you're playing mono green, is always looking for removal options. I like this one. It doesn't give you the temporary buff and damage an opposing creature, but it is going to give you reach to help get flyers, ward 2, which is really fantastic, and obviously is going to hopefully help you kill something that's on the board without exchanging damage, because it's only you applying damage to it. It's not a fight. I
Yeah,
think Hunter's Bow
it's
is
a punch
quite...
effect, not a fight effect. I think people
Yeah.
call those punch effects, but I don't know.
This is not mono green though. This
Yeah,
is...
that's to the Avalan's
Oh.
Golgari because of the disguise effect. Because you said
Oh,
like the
yeah.
mono green commander Finn. I think Patrick was just saying Finn is mono green, not
When I
Avalon, but it
when I think of...
sounded like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I think of the Death Touch commanders, that's the one I think of. I like Hunter's Bow quite a bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's another fight effect that gives a little bit more of a benefit. I think Hunter's Bow is good. My next card though is Viewpoint Synchronization. 4 and a green for sorcery with free running, 2 and a green. And then search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, put 2 onto the battlefield tapped, and 1 into your hand. This is just better Cultivate. It's Cultivate for 2 lands into play and 1 into hand, and you just have to connect with your commander. You can ramp pretty fast with this.
it's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, put
it's
two into the
just
battlefield tap, then yeah.
yeah, like it's pretty fine to just go like I hit with my commander. Okay, cool. I'm gonna tap 3 in hard ramp. It's really not bad.
No,
It's
no,
a
3 for 2 is amazing. Is anything comparable to that?
it's yeah, it's a 3 for it's 3 mana for 1 to 3 because you're getting a land to replace it in your hand and then 2 to the field. So it is only comparable to this other land that's or this other search effect that is search a land from your deck into play tapped, or basic land from your deck into play tapped, threshold 3 instead. That is the only one that is kind of comparable to this, but I think it's a lot easier to connect with your commander than it is to get threshold.
Yeah. I could see viewpoint synchronization being played in the CDH setting. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you mind helping me out here reading through some of these legendaries? We could bang these out really quickly.
Sure thing. Do we want to open another pack first, or do we want to
Let's do
bang
the
through?
multicolored, and then we'll open another pack, and then we'll do the colorless and lands, and then open our last packs, because we've got 2 left.
Sure. Adwell, Breaker of Chains, 1 blue black legendary creature, human assassin pirate with 4 power and 1 toughness. When this enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put a assassin, pirate, or vehicle from among them into your hand, and the rest into the bottom of your library in any order. When a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, you may return this from your graveyard to your hand. D tier.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, again, we're looking at this as from the perspective of CDH players. I think it... I
I
don't...
don't even think people play it in casual. There's way better vehicle commanders.
What about Altair?
Uh, Altair is a red, white, black for a legendary creature, human assassin with first strike, 3 power, 3 toughness. Whenever this deals combat damage, or sorry, whenever this attacks, exile target assassin card from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Then each creature you own in exile with a memory counter on it. Then for each creature you own in exile with a memory counter on it, create a tapped and attacking token copy of it. Exile those tokens at the end of combat. Um, Fun. I think this is potentially a C, but it's definitely not higher than a C.
Oh, there's a...
It's a exile an assassin from your graveyard and then make a token copy of each of the assassins that's exiled.
I don't know. Well, at least you're in 3 colors, so Mardu had...
It snowballs over time because let's say it's like a 1/1. This attacks makes you a 1/1. The next time it attacks makes you 2 1/1s. Attacks makes you 3 1/1s. Attacks makes you 4 1/1s. It gets more and more crazy over time. And assassins are not just going to be vanilla 1/1s. Eventually, you're going to reanimate your like 5 mana assassins to do some stuff. It does work in casual. I don't think it's competitive.
I like it. Yeah, I agree with you. I could see this in casual. Plus, Black had the some of the better assassins, it looked like, so not horrible. Altair gets infinite combat if you go Port Razor in the yard, if you have Roshan on the field. Roshan the... Yeah. Yeah. That's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, there's the demon that's also another port racer. So theoretically, you can do a combo with that, but that's like A plus B plus small c, and then you have a commander that doesn't do anything outside of that combo.
So you could technically go buried alive pile, reanimate Rashawn, and do it that way, right?
Yeah, but that's
Or
still an A
Bloodthirster.
plus. That's an A plus B plus having a kind of dead commander. It's
Yeah.
still just very finicky. I would say that it's more casual than anything.
It exists, okay? The combo
Yeah,
exists.
it indeed does exist.
Our boss?
So we have a Brazmir, red and white for legendary creature, human assassin with 2 power and 2 toughness. Whenever this or another non-token historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, this deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain a life. Fun burn commander. Theoretically, you can do dockside extortionist bounce stuff or any kind of artifact loop to win the game with infinite damage. But this is just an outlet for an infinite and doesn't really do anything outside of that. I I'd say D, but
So
you might be able to do like a fun burn life gain deck in casual, so maybe C.
so the Flage what's the Boros guy you just pulled?
Oh yeah, Flage.
Flage? Wait, no. No. This is not the legendary that does it. Whenever a non-token historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, our boss deals 1 damage. No, this isn't it.
That's
Never
an
mind.
outlet for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's like a Nyan
We'll
legendary. Yeah,
go
yeah.
over that in a bit. But next we have a Arno Dorian, 2 and a black for a, or sorry, 2 a black and a red for legendary creature, human assassin with death touch. Your other assassins have +2/+0 and disguise for a black and a red. Um, D, bad assassin commander. You'd rather play Altair.
Yeah, pretty meh. Again, not that many assassins. Yeah, it's fine.
Um,
Our boss I like. You can do LED Oriok, Salvager, right? Or you can also do the I think that's the main one. Just that. It's not
yeah,
bad.
my issue is that there's just other commanders that are also infinite outlets but do stuff outside of just dealing damage and gaining life. That's the only reason why I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah,
But
I don't disagree.
next we got a Aya of Alexandria, 2 a red and a white for a legendary creature human assassin with menace and lifelink, 4 power and 3 toughness. Whenever a historic creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. D. Just make tokens on connecting. That's really all there is to it. Granted, you can do stuff with making artifact creatures and then you can go a little bit wide a little bit faster, but maybe C, but D.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm pretty lukewarm on this. It's very slow. Unless you obviously put creatures out beforehand, they need to connect with damage. Yeah, I'm not too high on this, man. All right, we can move on.
Uh,
There's so many of these suckers.
yeah, next we got Bosom, blue and a black for a legendary creature, human assassin with 2 power, 2 toughness. Whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. This can't be blocked until the end of the turn, only triggers once per turn. When this deals combat damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. This is a net draw on playing historic cards and also a secondary win con just by punching people hard enough. I'd say B.
B.
Yeah, you can refund your mana rocks with it, and it gives you an out of just kill people with combat damage. It's like a just a decent draw effect with a body to kill people. It's a
Right.
low B, but it's a B.
B is fine. B for Basim. I mean, obviously, if that ability triggered more than once each turn,
It would be
be
insane.
this would
It
be
would be
very
better
good.
Joyra.
Much better Joyra, but yeah, we weren't gonna do that for Basim. Sorry, my guy.
Indeed. Also is yeah, it's cast historic spells. Well, yes, it's the same as Joyra. Um
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
next we have
Bayek.
Bayek. 3 a red and a white for a legendary creature, human assassin with double strike, 3 power, 4 toughness, and disguise for 1 a red and a white. As long as it's your turn, other historic creatures you control have double strike. Kind of Brutal Anthem, pretty good for artifact creature decks, but in total, probably a D.
Yeah, it's kind of cheeky though to give everything double strike on your board, potentially everything as
Yeah.
you build it. I like it. It's fine.
Next we have Cleopatra, 2 a black and a green for a legendary creature, human noble with 2 power and 4 toughness. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target legendary creatures. Whenever a legendary creature with counters on it dies, draw a card for each counter on it, then lose 2 life. So, note this does not say when a legendary creature you control dies, draw cards. It is anybody, and note that does not say put 2 counters on legendary creatures you control. You can buff your opponent's things, kill their commander later, draw a couple cards, and then you can do other things that give you counters, move those counters around, and then let you draw a handful of cards pretty quickly. I'd say this is a B. You can definitely draw like less than but nearer Yargle Multani levels of cards with Cleopatra, but it's worse Yargle Multani, but a comparable Yargle Multani with a little bit more resilience.
I could see. Yeah, B is fine. I think this is a fun Golgari legendary that will definitely draw you cards. I like that the life loss is not contingent on how many cards you draw.
Yeah. It's just, no, you're losing 2. Oh, it had no counters on it, lose 2.
Draw a card for each counter on it?
Yeah, the most brutal part is whenever a legendary creature dies, you lose 2 life, period.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's not bad. Betrayal, allies, betrayal. Yeah, B for betrayal. I like it.
Yeah, B for
Theo,
betrayal.
Theo
Next
goes
is
hard in Tyam.
yeah. Next is Edward Kenway. 2 a blue, a black, and a green for a legendary creature, human pirate assassin. At the beginning of your end step, create treasure tokens for each tapped assassin, pirate, and/or vehicle you control. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of that player's library, exile it face down, and you may play it as long as it remains exiled.
Grixis, 5 CMC.
Yeah, Grixis 5 CMC that will make you a few treasures here and there and let you mess with the top of an opponent's library and steal cards. I'd give a tentative B, just because you can make vehicles kind of work in CDH, and there's a lot of good pirates. There aren't many good assassins that you'd want to play, but I think that you can probably have this enter and then give you like 2 tokens.
Yeah. I mean, I love the fact that you can crew any vehicle you played out on the turn before with him, and that sort of counts towards, a vehicle and assassin. Create a token for each tapped,
And if you can play this, immediately tap it with one of your vehicles, then attack with the vehicle, and then you'll exile the top card of somebody's deck, and you'll have this tapped and the vehicle tapped, and then you'll get 2 treasures just off of that. You will get a good handful of mana. You can hard cast the big win cons. I think that there's definitely a way that you can build this that'll be viable. But it's the tag of adding assassins in that whole thing is the only reason why it throws me off and makes me feel like it's worse than it probably is.
What's the extra turn artifact again?
Which one?
The one that's used in the Sphinx.
The staff via Eon Engine.
No. The one that's in Tibet.
Oh, Time Sieve.
Time
Yeah,
Sieve.
you can do a Time Sieve combo with this. Yeah,
that's kind of cheeky. It's kind of cheeky.
Yeah, that's not even hard to set up. You just get a handful of pirates and a handful of vehicles, and then you do Time Sieve things.
Remember, Darkside's a pirate.
Indeed, and so is Ragavan.
Yeah. Oh God, the best of the monkeys.
Indeed. Next,
goblins, I should say. Excuse me.
We have a Eivor Wolf-Kissed, 3 red, green, white for a legendary creature, human, assassin, warrior with 7 power, 6 toughness, trample, and haste. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you mill that many cards and put a saga and/or land card from among them onto the battlefield. D tier, better saga commanders, better land commanders.
Yeah. Not that the saga commanders are great to begin with, but yeah.
Yeah. Next, we have Ezo for one in a Boros, legendary creature, human, with 1 power and 1 toughness. Whenever this attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. As long as this has 2 more counters on it, it has first strike and is an assassin in addition to its other types. Uh, D.
Yeah,
It's there for flavor.
it's there for flavor.
Next, we have Hobby, the Allfather, which you noted as a combo card earlier. 3 red, green, white for a legendary creature, God Warrior, that says this has indestructible as long as you have 4 more store cards in your graveyard, and whenever Hobby or another legendary creature you control dies, return a legendary creature with a lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. There is a combo here. There is a legendary creature that you can sacrifice to reanimate any legendary creature from your graveyard, meaning that you can sacrifice it to get back another creature if another legendary creature. If that legendary creature sacrifices itself in any way, shape, or form, you can get back that 2 CMC creature. Repeat this loop infinitely. So, for instance, with the card that Patrick was just holding up, that is infinite. What is that? Lightning Helix. Infinite Lightning Helix.
Right, with Safi, Eric's daughter.
Yeah. So that is a combo. That is a bad commander with 2 bad cards for the combo. So I'd say it's probably more of a C than anything else because you can do a fun legendary tribal deck there.
Safi is the legendary Selesnya creature that lets you sacrifice her to bring back another legendary creature from your graveyard. That's why that's Safi. And I think it does need to be legendary, right? So you couldn't do like a loyal retainer necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Next we have a Hatham, which is a 2 white and a blue for a legendary creature, human knight with protection from assassins. Other knights you control have +2/+2 in protection from assassins. And when this enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls until this leaves the battlefield. D.
Yeah.
Then, and
There's so many. Well,
we're passing a card that I want to talk about, but we'll get back to it.
well,
I know
we
there's
can
so
talk
many.
about Jackdaw really quick.
No, we can speed through and then go back to him really quick. Cassandra is a card that searches for the legendary spear card that we passed by that we didn't even mention, and whenever legendary or whenever a creature with legendary equipment on it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. D, better equipment commander. That spear is okay, but not great.
Godo.
Next we have Lydia, which cannot be blocked by creatures with high power, and at the beginning of your end step, surveil X, where X is the number of tapped assassins you control. D, you're not playing assassins.
Mary Reed and Anne Bonny are actually kind of sick.
Yeah, Mary Reed and Anne Bonny are actually playable. 1 a blue and a red for a legendary creature, human assassin pirate with haste, 3 power and 3 toughness. Tap, draw, and discard. Then, whenever you discard an island, or a pirate, or a vehicle, you create a tapped treasure token. Really good with wheel and windfall effects because you can make a massive treasure tokens very easily, and also you just discard islands every now and then to keep your treasures stocked up. B?
Love it. Yeah.
B?
B for Bonnie.
Next we have, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this.
Ratan Hake
Ton. He Ton.
Yeah.
We have Ton. White, blue, black for a legendary creature, human assassin with 3 power, 3 toughness, and as long as this has not dealt damage yet, it has hexproof and cannot be blocked. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. When you do, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that token. D. Yeah, better equipment commanders. Then we have Xiaojun, 1 a blue and a red for a legendary creature, human assassin with leap strike. As long as it's your turn, this has flying and first strike, and rope dart. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control and deal 1 damage to each opponent. B. Because this is a really good curiosity control commander. Tap 2 artifacts, draw 3 cards. Repeat as many times as you want, make artifact tokens with Dockside or whatever, and then win the game by making infinite artifact tokens to just go off, or untap your artifacts infinite times to go off. This commander has a bunch of different combos that are just generically good things that you probably want to do anyways, and also works really well with a bunch of different cards to let you go off through curiosity. B.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. I feel like B maybe even better, but curiosity, finding curiosity, and is it maybe not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah,
I like
it
Shell.
does not do anything as your commander until you draw into specific cards, either combo or into curiosity. But it does have a level of utility, which is why I like it. Oh, also, really good with Static Orb and Winter Orb because you can tap them before your turn.
Facts. Yeah, she
Next,
would be fun to build, man. Maybe we should
yeah,
try building her, honestly.
I've already built her just for the sake of building her. Sean and Rebecca agents. One, a green, a white, and a blue for a legendary creature, human assassin scientist with 4 power, 4 toughness, and vigilance. When this enters the battlefield, search your graveyard, hand, or library for the Animus and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Tap, add a generic. When you do, mill 2. D.
Yeah, should have bought a
Animus is
Mac.
not worth.
What? This is not.
Next
No, it's not worth it.
Next, we have Shay, 1 and a black for legendary creature, human knight rogue with 1 power, 1 toughness, and pay 1 permanents your opponents control lose hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward until end of the turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or ability you control, put a bounty counter on that creature. Whenever a creature with a bounty counter on it dies, put 2+1/+1 counters on
Oh
this.
boy, oh boy.
D.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Maybe B because sorry, not B, maybe C because you can put a lot of bounty counters on a lot of things and make this kind of big pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
probably D. Kind of worse Brea. Or not Brea, Brina. Worse Brina. I'd rather
Okay.
do that as my worst off deck. Next we have
Sigurd.
Sigurd, red, green, white for a legendary creature, human warrior with 3 power, 3 toughness, vigilance, trample, and lifelink, and boast. Pay 1. Put a lore counter on a saga you control, or remove a counter from it. Whenever a lore counter on a saga whenever you put a lore counter on a saga you control, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target other creature you control. Or sorry, 1 target other creature, not even you control. My bad. I just went for the default. D.
Yeah.
And then finally, we have Socrates, Athenian teacher. 1, a blue and a white for a legendary creature, human advisor with 0 power, 4 toughness, and defender. As long as this has hexproof as long as it's untapped, and tap. Until the end of your turn, target creature gains this if this creature would deal combat damage to player, prevent that damage, that creature's controller or this creature's controller and that player each draw half that many cards rounded down. Tripped over my words there. Um, this is probably a high C in my opinion because of a couple things. One, you can stack that effect to make it so that if you hit with a 2/2, you and your opponent might draw 18 cards even though you're only drawing 1 off of each trigger.
Mm-hmm.
2, this does not say target creature you control. You can fog people trying to attack you and then draw cards off of it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, Socrates is very fun and casual. I don't think good enough in CDH. Maybe good enough for like some kind of weird stacks hug deck, but
Someone was saying
D.
in our Discord with Intruder Alarm you could stop a Godo win.
True, yeah. Just oh yeah, a Godo entered. There we go.
Yeah.
It's not dealing damage. Oh, another Godo entered. It's not dealing damage.
It's kind of cheeky. Socrates, yeah, I would agree with you on your ratings here. These are all fair. I feel like we missed one red card that we were supposed to mention.
Potentially the spear. People kind of like the spear.
No, there's a red legendary that we completely missed. The god.
No.
Surtur. Surtur Fiery Jotun. It's from the starter kit is why.
Oh, that would be why. Okay. I guess I guess they separated them. Okay, so there is other things for the starter kit. I thought they didn't have them separated for the starter
I
kit.
wouldn't say that any of these cards are worth mentioning personally. Well, The only blue card.
I missed that. Okay.
No, 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 don't worry. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. I want to read
Uh,
off Surtur. The Bureau Headmaster and Rooftop Bypass are two cards I like. But I don't even see Rooftop Bypass here. The way it's organized is a little messed up. I did want to get to this last legendary, though, before we moved on, because I do think that this legendary is kind of cool, and it was mentioned in the chat earlier. But Surtur Fiery Jotun is a 3 generic and double red for a giant god warrior, 5/5 body. Trample. Whenever you cast a historic spell, Surtur deals 3 damage to any target. Kind of cool. Kind of cool
yeah.
historic base commander. Obviously,
Good removal, good potential kill con.
mhm.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Um,
Well, now we can go over our relevant WUBRG cards if you have any relevant WUBRG cards you like to bring up.
well, we can also open up some packs too.
Yeah, but there's only like 2 WUBRG cards that aren't legendaries,
What are
so
you
we
talking
can
about?
probably cover those really quick.
Which WUBRG cards? What are you talking about?
Or not WUBRG, multicolor. Like
Oh,
any
yeah.
multicolor cards that you want to bring up.
Well, there were two, but I just didn't see them. Give me 1 second. So, one of the first cards I wanted to bring up was Rooftop Bypass. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Maybe it is in the starter and I'm just not seeing it.
It's probably in the starter.
Hold up. Hold up. Okay, we're going to do it in order. We're going to do Bureau Headmaster. So, for Boros, equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and equipment abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Just solid cost reduction for equipment decks, which are all Boros decks nearly, right? So not bad. I kind of like this card. I do think it's a kind of a high commit, maybe something more for casual than it would be CDH, but I like it a lot. Then everyone, Surtur, I think we'll try to Enjoyra, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I like Surtur and Joyra as an outlet, Diego. Take care, man.
Yeah. It's also
Shake.
just really good removal for stack stuff because usually a bolt kills the rule of law things that you'd be
Mhm.
hard pressed to deal with.
Yeah, and Rooftop is definitely in the starter. I think this is a really good card. For a generic and Dimir enchantment, whenever one or more non-token creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. Normally, like our Bitter Blossom effects or anything that's going to generate a token happens on upkeep. I like that this can trigger per player and that you can make those 1/1s en masse. Also, assassin relevant tribe for this set. I think this is just a really cool way to generate bodies, though, with Manache.
Yeah. It may be hard to trigger it sometimes because the tokens won't trigger the enchantment, so you have to have
Right.
other ways of triggering it. But yeah, that is pretty relevant. If you have any sack fodder effects, it's very relevant.
It is a Dimir
Um,
version of Boros Garrison. Yeah.
and my one notable card was Jackdaw, one a blue and a red for legendary artifact vehicle with 4 power, 4 toughness, and it says, crew for 3, when this deals combat damage to a player, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw equal to, or draw a card for each artifact you control.
Yeah, not non-token artifact.
Yep. So this is really good in any deck that makes artifact tokens or any deck that cares about artifacts, and this is fine to just like vomit out your hand, play this turn 1, turn 2, play a 3 power creature, crew it, and then refill your entire hand. It's like a one-sided Wheel of Fortune, which is kind of what everybody wants from Wheel of Fortune anyways, so it's pretty good. It does not have evasion built in, so it doesn't always connect, but it's just a really nice card.
Yeah, I like Jackdaw a lot. I agree with you. I also think it's a good vehicle for our friend over here, Edward. Not a bad vehicle.
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I'm neither. Well, hate to say it. I think my wife wants to rewatch the Twilight series though, so I'm probably gonna be forced into that situation soon. We do have artifacts and lands to discuss. There are legendaries from these starters to discuss, but I think it's more or less the same. Like Ezio is not worth playing. Sorry. Do you want to look at them really quick, Will?
I mean, if we really quickly want to go over them, sure, but there's not a lot of notable stuff. Uh, Ivor is three a black or sorry, 3, a red and a white. I'm tired today. A
You're good,
legendary
man.
creature, human assassin with 5 power, 5 toughness, vigilance, and haste. And whenever this attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipment you control to each opponent. A big punch effect, not great. Ezo, 3, a blue and a black for legendary creature, human assassin with 5 power, 5 toughness, death touch, and whenever assassin you control deals combat damage to player, draw a card. It's okay.
5 mana, draw a card.
Yeah, 5 mana, draw a card every turn, or draw a couple cards if you have some more stuff. Next legendary we have is
Achilles Davenport?
Surtur, which we already went over, and then finally is the Achilles 2, a blue, a black for a legendary creature, human assassin with 3 power, 3 toughness, and free running for a blue and a black. It is menace, and it says your assassins have +1/+1 and menace.
D for Davenport.
Yeah, all of those are D.
Amazing art though on Davenport, I gotta say. All right, gang. We're gonna open up. Whoa, hey, whoa. We're gonna open up some packs. Sorry, I have a killer headache. I need to get some Pedialyte or like emergency in a second. I'm dying here. My head's throbbing, but I know it'll help. I know it will help. Will.
Cracking packs.
I'm seeing. Well, my wife is at a gala right now. Yeah, cracking packs does help. Sorry, I mentioned my wife because she's texting me photos of the gala. She's telling me she's sitting in an awkward table. She's going to share her plight with you all. I wonder what she means. All right, well, this is your pack. Seating Landscape. Does it have the mock?
I don't think so.
Okay. Ooh.
Hey, it's the most handsome boy.
Yes. Ooh, so cute. Okay. Siege Smash.
I just want my... Oh, it's the better... What's it called? Butcher.
Flesh Bag Marauder.
Yeah, Fleshbag Marauder, you're right.
Emrakul's Messenger. Maybe Emrakul's somewhere in the back here. Legion Leadership. Okay. Forestes. Sling Gang Lieutenant. Hell yeah. Love this card.
Foiled version of it.
Yeah, dude. Old border foil, by the way. Toxic Deluge foil.
Toxic Deluge. Or Deluge.
Jyoti.
A card that looks like it works the food chain, but doesn't.
Sorry, man. Ooh, what?
Sapphire Medallion?
Gorgeous Sapphire Medallion, by the way. I mean, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh. The Necro Bloom.
I have a friend who will probably want to trade for that.
And Prismatic Ending.
Oh, okay.
Special guest, sir. Exile target non-land permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of colors mana spent on the spell. This is great for us commander players.
Indeed.
No, this art is really sick, though. Nice. So we got 2 special guests from this Collecta Booster box. So
oh, there's one more pack. We might get 3.
I know. Well, there's 3 more packs, technically. 1 each.
Oh, yeah, true. We have one more set after this.
I know. But guys, we're going to finish this off by covering Colorless and lands, and then I am going to run to a grocer. But yeah, was a way for the review. Arbaz Mirror. So much trash to pick up. Arbaz Mirror. We did discuss Arbaz, I believe.
Yeah, we basically said Arbaz's commander is not that great, but yeah, in the 99 has potential.
Sneaky Snacker.
It's an outlet.
Inventor's Axe. Deceptive Landscape. Is this the one, Will? Okay. Cursed Wombat. Oh, poor guy. Worn Power Stone. Kids love the Worn Power Stone.
The card that's been slowly seeing more and more play because there are some decks that just need more mana.
Mm-hmm. Namely Eldrazi decks.
Hey, you got another one.
Yeah. If you need one, Will, let me know. Ooh, Priest of Titania. Old border foil. Thank you. I will take it. Oh, Felia, Exuberant Shepherd.
It's the card that is really bad in Commander, but is breaking every other format. Well, not breaking, but is seeing play in every other format.
God, I love dogs. Broodmate Tyrant. Love it. Amphibian Downpour. Also love it. Kozilek, the Broken Reality.
Oh,
Why
is it
not?
a regular or a foil?
It's a regular. Sorry, Will. And last but not least, Dissonant Flute, Extended Foil. Is this last but not least? This is last but not least. Dissonant Disruptor Flute, excuse me, is really good.
Yeah. Oh, that Kozilek's price is actually nothing to sneeze at.
Let me try sneezing at it. How much was it?
It's like 32.
I'll be gentle with you, Cozy. Concept Eldrazi? It says that at the bottom.
Oh, is that anything different? Hold up. Let's see if that's anything different.
I don't know.
No, that's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. The
I
breed
feel
bank,
like they meant to remove that before shipping it all out, but okay.
or it just says Concept Eldrazi?
Yeah.
Maybe. This Priest
All
of
right.
Titania is amazing. All right.
Yeah. Any notable artifacts from you, Patrick? I have a handful.
Oh god, you do? I just have two.
Yeah, I have I think three.
All right. Well, let's just start with the first one. Apple of Eden.
Yep, that was one of mine.
Uh, Tap it. Cost 4. Tap it. Pay 4 life. Sacrifice Apple of Eden. Look at target opponent's hand and exile those cards face down. You may play those cards this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast them. Till end of turn, whenever you play a land or cast a spell this way, that opponent draws a card. At the beginning of your next end step, return the exiled cards to their hand. Activate this ability only as a sorcery.
This is a really good card because if you're playing Emery or Silas, you can just start shredding people's hands and making people lose win cons this way. It's like a new version of Lantern Control, and the only requirement is that you play a commander that lets you keep playing the apple from the graveyard. This is a very good card. Um, I think it could make a couple different decks become more playable. It's good.
It's good. It's a good way to disrupt someone's hand as well. I think it's fine. 4 CMC, pay 4 life. It's not that bad. And you can use it immediately as it goes down. I like it. I like it enough. I think if you're playing a deck that gets information, obviously you can make more informed decisions. Yeah, the serialized are the chase cards. The serialized concept titans are the chase cards. Duly noted. Each titan got that art. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, thanks, Angelus. I didn't know that. That's sick. Let's pull a serialized one. Well, let's do that
Indeed.
next.
I believe.
The only other artifact I want to talk about is Yggdrasil Rebirth Engine. Actually quite like this. This is something that I would consider in Oswald. I don't know if I would actually run it, but 3 CMC, whenever Yggdrasil Rebirth Engine enters the battlefield, exile all creature cards from your graveyard. You can exile the top 3 cards of your library. I would never do that. Pay 4, tap it, put a creature card exiled under Yggdrasil onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. I just like this as a potential out if someone's trying to muck my yuck when I'm going for the win on my turn, and I'm tutoring up a 3 CMC thing, which is often. I could get this as the 3 CMC thing and exile Oswald and get him back on the same turn with haste and continue playing my lines. It almost works as an untap utility. Like, there's a lot of 3 CMC untap utilities in the deck. This is like a 3 CMC untap utility that can go into a 4 for me, or very specifically let me finish a combo line if I needed to. So I like it. I think it's costly, but it's not a bad means of recovery. I do think there are better options for recovery, but this is fine. We just got the from Fallout series.
Post or pre-war formal
Yes,
wear.
pre-war formal wear. Thank you. That's probably the better form of recovery, but I like this effect quite a bit.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
You were not going to mention this one though. What were you going to mention?
I was not going to mention this one. The two I was going to mention are Brotherhood Regalia, which is 2 mana for an artifact equipment with an equip cost of 3 or 1 for a legendary that says equipped creature has Ward 2, is an assassin, and cannot be blocked. A really good piece of evasion and pretty decent protection, and it's pay 2 to play it, pay 1 to equip it to your commander.
Hmm.
It's good.
Not bad.
Other
So
card that I liked is Smoke Bomb. 3 mana for an artifact with flash. All creatures have Shroud. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Smoke Bomb. When you do, target creature you control cannot be blocked this turn. This is really good at disrupting a lot of things that decks want to do because, for instance, with Nadu, it shuts off all of the target effects so stuff can't target anything. If anybody wants to do anything with equipment or specific auras or anything like that, you shut it off. This also protects against removal, and also making something unblockable can sometimes be really useful if you're playing something like Neheb.
yeah, I take this a lot. Smoke bomb equals anti-Nadu tech. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
very necessary
Anti-Nadu
now.
tech and also really good Neheb evasion.
Elgin mentioned Animus for casual Perforos. But the Animus, 2 generic legendary artifact. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target legendary creature card from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Tap it until next turn. Target legendary creature you control becomes a copy of the target creature card exiled with a memory counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, just a turn one legendary into another. And then for lands, there is one land that is notable, and
Is it
uh
Brotherhood Headquarters?
no.
Is it?
It's Strago Entertainment.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to
Legend
bring up. This is
Yeah,
good.
legendary land taps for colorless. It can pay it. You can filter mana through it, and you can pay 3, tap it, exile it, return a historic from your graveyard to your hand, and then exile all graveyards. It's a land that filters colors, recurs historics, and grave hates.
It's
It's
amazing.
good.
It's really good. Covers all your bases. And speaking of covering all our bases, I think that pretty much covers all of the cards from the set that I think are noteworthy. Oh, and Excalibur needs to go in a Tali just to complete the meme.
Oh yeah, Excalibur is just a generically very good card. For those who don't know, 12 mana for legendary equipment that costs 1 less, equal to the greatest mana value amongst historic permanents you control. Equipped creature has +10/+own vigilance and has an equip cost of 2 to legendary creatures. You can only put it on legendary,
Love it. Unless you have a way to auto equip things.
like Arden.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, nice. That covers everything, gang. If there's anything else you want us to talk about, please let us know. Whew, that was a set. That was a lengthy list of legendaries to cover. But now, one final treat for you and I, Will. Good luck, sir. Good luck. Have fun.
Will do, will do.
May you win. May you win this pack war. Not a pack war.
I'm
Should we
gonna pull
make this?
Nadu. I'm gonna pull Nadu, and you're gonna pull a foil alternate art Emrakul. Or Ulamog, not Emrakul. Ulamog is the real money one.
Is Ula? Oh yeah, yeah. I love that this guy is featured in so much art. Gravedig.
Yeah, it is very funny that they just keep giving different versions of him.
Corrupted Shapeshifter, Twisted Landscape. I really hope that one of us gets the
Hey, everybody's favorite legendary for Pauper Commander because it's the only legal commander, like really legal.
you got Lion Umbraser,
Nice, nice.
Ethereum Terramander, Deep Analysis. Ooh,
Uh,
some good art.
Indeed, indeed.
Swampy Poo, Galvanic Discharge, Tireless
Ewok, or no,
Provisioner. Hell yeah.
Tireless Provisioner. I don't know why I was going to say Ewok there. I know that's Tireless Provisioner.
Flare of Fortitude, sir.
I
Got
have
another
2
one
of
for
them.
you. Enjoy those flares. Let's see here. The 1 CMC artifact. Nope, you read wrong. Oh,
Which one? Hold up. I will go back and reread that.
Benthic Anomaly, Will.
Nice, nice. Um,
Wooded Foothills, Will.
which one seems the artifact? Oh, was that the...
I love the smell of cards fresh out of the
Oh,
pack.
sorry, not one CMC artifact. It's the Excalibur. So yeah, it's reduced by X the total mana value among legendary or historic permanents you control. So it's total. It's not the greatest. Usually, it's still going to be 0. The worst part is I knew that I got it wrong. I don't know why I said the wrong thing. But yeah, you're correct.
Psychic Frogwell.
Hey, Psychic Crag. And it's the super old border. Oh,
Subtlety, sir. Old border foil for you.
I don't know why, but that card's been seeing more play. So
Hell yeah. This
actually
art
playable.
for it's amazing too. And
I
that's it.
believe that is it. Yeah. All right. Let's see what you got in your last pack, Patrick.
That subtlety's sweet.
I think the last pack that I cracked from the other two sets has been insane on the right side, so I
Well,
have a lot of hype for that pack that you're about to crack.
this will, I mean, officially tell us whether the right or left side is better, and then we can
Indeed.
just shuffle it up in the
It's been a
future.
lot more even this time around.
Yeah, there's been a fair amount of pulls, like a good amount of pulls from each of these. Yeah, let's find out. Inspired Inventor.
There's still the white piece of removal that you need to pull.
Which one is that again?
The uncommon that's Stasis Field or something.
Oh, yeah.
Hold up, I'll look it up.
Sage Unknowable. Tamio meets the Story Circle. Arcbound Condor. Etched Slith.
Static Prison. That's what it's called.
No, I'm not seeing it, sadly. Be amazing if we pulled it. Ooh, Skoa Ember Mage. This is the copy everyone wants.
Indeed, indeed.
Ooh, Psychic Frog. Joining you. Static Prison, thank you. Polygoyf, anyone? Ruby Medallion.
Not bad, not bad.
Kappa Cannoneer.
He's playing some formats.
Flare of Malice, anyone?
Flare Mouse isn't too bad. Is
Which
that the
is the
last
best
one or is there
flare?
one? I think blue is the best flare money wise, but Flare Mouse is the either the best or second best flare in my opinion because
Yeah.
that's the color where you're gonna have a body.
No, that was the last one. Nice. I think in total that box would have paid for itself.
Yeah,
This Flare of Malice is really sick looking. I mean, I wanted to get copies of these flares anyways, so happy
yeah.
to...
I'm willing to trade one of the white flares at the very least because I don't need more than one.
I'll let you know. I want to trade the Elemental Blast.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that because I think the difference, the cost difference between the two is like $1. I'm fine with that.
Damn, so the only thing we missed was, well, I would have loved to pull a Static Prison for sure, but the Basking Broodwalla for yourself, sir.
Yeah,
Most expensive uncommon in the world.
yeah. That I don't even think it's that expensive, but it's just that it's being played in every format.
Mm-hmm. All right, gang. That's it for this one. That's Assassin's Creed, though, in a nutshell, and plenty of Monster Hunter 3. I I don't know if there's any singles I'm to be purchasing from the set. I think that land is one thing I would want just to have. And that's about it. Like there's normally the staple cards in my opinion are things that like pieces of removal that you definitely want in a majority of your list or new forms of ramp or new tutors that are viable. And
Yeah,
we didn't really see too much by way of any of those three things. Set's
I
still fine though.
yeah, I think I'm probably gonna pick up the Brotherhood's Regalia, the Jackdaw, and then Alexio with a bunch of the free runner cards or free running cards because the ones that we brought up are very good.
We did see some cool reprints though. That was mentioned in chat. That's
Yeah,
true.
we just don't have time. We don't have time to go through all of them.
No. But there are definitely some good reprints from this set, so that's true. One a Johnny for Isamaru. Nice. All right, guys, I am going to eat dinner myself, but I will see you, if not next week, the week following. But if I don't see you, have a happy 4th. And Will, any closing thoughts or words on the set or anything for our audience?
Well, I will give my obligatory. If you liked any of these cards, or if you want to build any of the decks that we brought up on this entire live stream, like Alexio, or any of the other weird things that we brought up, uh, feel free to buy them with our TCG Player affiliate link. Um, we do these live streams about once a week. Scheduling has been a little bit more frantic recently, but yeah. Feel free to join us next time. Feel free to use our affiliate link to buy any of the cards that piqued your interest, and hope all of you have a great rest of your day.
All those things. See you guys. Ciao. Bye-bye. Oh, my brain is killing me. I think I need electrolytes, Will. I need your fizzy drink.
Yeah.